What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here and welcome to another MK11 video. Today we're actually going to be doing a Q&A video because now that the game is out, I could actually talk about it more in depth. Of course, now that we have more experience than just like 3 days of the beta playing like 3 to 5 different characters. So I asked on Twitter for you guys to ask me some questions. I got a ton of questions. I'm gonna answer a couple of general questions that I've been getting so far at the beginning, but then of course I'll answer all your questions. So leave a like on the video if you guys enjoy the Q&A videos, and also leave your questions down below so I could get some for next week or 2 weeks from now. I don't know if I'm gonna do these every week, but I definitely love doing Q&A videos because I love answering questions. So the first question that I've been getting asked is, how am I liking Erron Black? And I'm loving Erron Black. Funny story. Actually, I guess it's not really a story. It's just, ironically enough, Erron Black was one of the worst characters that I've ever touched in a fighting game before the day one hotfix. So for you guys who might not have gotten the game a little bit earlier, there was a day one hotfix that changed a lot for characters, and Erron Black was one of them. So before, you cannot combo into rifle stance without using 2-1-2-1-2, like forward 3, forward 2. It didn't matter what buttons you used, you could not combo into rifle stance, upwards rifle stance, unless you were doing 2-1-2-1-2. Now, the one thing that he did have is he had more damage. So he had around 36% damage for that one specific combo, but you couldn't get the up rifle with anything else. And he had a lot, he had more things that were wrong with him than he does now. So I'm happy they addressed him. He has a lot more combo potential than he had before, and I'm loving the character now. His buttons were always there. Another positive thing he had is that for his extended gun combos, for that specific move that you could give him, forward 2-1 was actually special cancelable. So that's another positive thing. I guess I take it back. He wasn't the worst character I've ever touched, but he was definitely not as good as he is now, and he would have been probably like mid-tier. This went a little bit overboard. Probably mid-tier if he would have stayed the same pre-patched. But I'm loving Erron Black. I don't think he's as fun just yet as Mortal Kombat X, because man, MKX just has more to work with, in my opinion, than MK11. That's another question I've been getting asked. What game do I like more, MKX, MK11? I can't really answer that definitively until I get many months with the game. But I will say, as far as combo variety and combo potential, MKX definitely has more. But I'm happy to say that MK11 does have plenty of combos. It does have a lot of combos, a lot of juggle combos that you can work with that are really fun to do. And you know, we were expecting, man, there's not going to be that many combos. And as far as combo variety, to be honest, there isn't like that much combo variety if you're looking outside of like Noob Saibot, because Noob Saibot has some amazing stuff. But there are combos in the game. There are a lot of juggle combos. And other than that, the only other question I've been getting asked a ton is what I think about, you know, who's the best character in the game, what characters need nerfs, what character needs buffs. And to be honest, I really don't like the fact that a lot of people are asking for nerfs already for characters. Sure, you might have some characters that have tools that might be a little bit overwhelming and better than other characters. For example, a lot of people are complaining about Garrus because he has a lot of crushy blows that do a ton of damage, and he has like 6-7 of them in one variation. And if you're talking about that, maybe make some requirements for some of his crushing blows a little bit harder to get, or maybe take away some of his crushing blows. But as far as like just nerfing a character straight up, I really dislike that, because when nerfs comes just like neutering of the game, in my opinion. I feel like every character should have tools. Every character should have tools to compete with each other instead of taking away tools from a character to balance them out. I feel like more characters should be given tools instead of characters should be taken away tools to balance out a game, because if we go with taking away tools from specific characters to like bring them down instead of bringing up lower tier characters, we're gonna have the same situation as we had with Injustice 2, that by the end of the game, a lot of the game was neutered compared to the first year of the game, and it's gonna get really boring. So I hope they don't go in that route. I hope they go into more of bringing up characters instead of nerfing some of the characters that might be top tier at the moment. So that's my answer to that. I don't think any character should get nerfed. I feel like some characters should get buffed. More specifically, crushing blows on some characters the requirements are too much. They're too impractical. And it holds the character back. If you give Noob Saibot some more practical crushing blows, and you give some of these other characters more practical crushing blows, just that alone is going to bring them up, because crushing blows is where you get some big damage combos, either through combo extensions or just crushing blows do a ton of combo or a ton of damage. So just giving them easier requirements and more practical requirements for crushing blows is going to bring them up a ton. So that's what I think should get buffed in the game overall. Just give characters that don't use or have impractical crushing blows requirements, make it easier. So just based off crushing blow damage alone and the access to that's going to bring them up a ton. All right, so now let's answer a couple questions here. Where are we at? By the way, as you guys see in the title, I am going to be talking about the leaked DLC characters list. I've been holding off on it just because I want to see some concrete stuff. But just to not spoil anyone, I'm going to be talking about it at the end of the video. So anyone who doesn't want to know about, like, quote-unquote leaked DLC characters doesn't have to know about it. So, all right, first question comes from Faria, and he asks, would you recommend the game now or wait until it's cheaper? And he pretty much says he has concerns about it playing like Injustice 2. If you want to play people, you want to play online, and you want to, just in general play people, this game is absolutely amazing because you get a really good online experience, and you have 26 characters. I think it's 26, 25 characters. All of them seem really fun and unique, and you have a ton of moves to customize your character, whether you want to play online ranked or you just want to play player matches and create your own variation. As far as combat goes, this game is amazing. So yes, I would recommend it. Now, if you're someone who doesn't want to play online and wants to play like just single player, it's definitely easier now. It's not as much of a grind as it was before. So I would still probably recommend it if this was like before the patch that changed the rewards and Towers of Time. I probably would have told you just wait until it gets fixed, but it has gotten fixed now. So yeah, I would recommend this game to anyone who either just plays single player or plays online multiplayer. Of course, you get an amazing story as well. Infamous Sinner asks, what's the best way to approach getting serious about the game? Love your videos, man. Been watching with my wife and kid since he was born 2 years ago. Oh, congratulations. I know I'm 2 years too late on that one, but thank you so much. I appreciate you watching with your family. The way to get serious about any fighting game is time. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the practice. That's pretty much it. That's where it boils down to. And you have to learn the mechanics of the game. That's the most important thing, because once you learn the mechanics of the game and how everything works, things will just click for you. Things will just become a lot easier for you to understand. So once you learn how to properly play and what the game plan is and how NetherRealm wants you to play MK11, which is a little bit more of a spacing game, try to control what your opponent is doing. Of course, there's mix-ups and there's ways to get in, but as far as the way you want to play this game and approach it is spacing and neutral control. And also you have to learn about frame data, and you have to learn about specific characters. And not only that, but you have to learn about other characters even if you don't use them, because for example, if a character has a move or a combo string that you could flawless block, which is really important in this game, and you don't know it, and you don't flawless block it, there's no invincible backdashes in this game, you're gonna eat that final hit that might be like +4 on block, and then you're gonna be wondering, man, why is my opponent still able to press a button before I can? It's because it's frame data. So what it takes to get serious about the game is pretty much learning the mechanics of the game, learning the frame data, and just experience. The more experience you get, the more you're gonna get better at the game. One other thing that I would recommend is watch a lot of tournaments, whether if you watch it live or you just watch the archive on YouTube. Watch the guys who are the best at this game play. And I'm not talking about me, because I'm definitely not the best in this game. I'm far from it. I'm not a tournament player. I never will be. I'm still a casual player, but I love studying the game and like learning from these guys who are actually super good. So watch tournament players, as far as like just tournaments in general, or you could watch their streams, and find someone who like plays your character and just see what they do. Once you see someone who's really good at the game and you see how they play a character, it's just gonna make sense to you. Once you understand the mechanics of the game, you're gonna see that person use your character. They're gonna be doing things that you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that works. Oh, okay, this works. Oh, that's a cool combo. That's a max damage combo, etc. So the way to get serious about the game is you put in time, you put in practice. Practice mode is super important. You learn about frame data, you learn about the mechanics of the game, and you watch tournament players play your character. And once you learn all that, you're gonna be set to play online. And then once that happens, it's all down to experience. It's just play the game, play the game, play the game. The more you play, the better you'll get. Lewis asks, is random character select coming back? Yes, it is, but not anytime soon. John asks, who has the best looking gear? Noob Cybots. Suck my dick. Which customization is better, MK11 or Injustice 2? That's a hard question to answer. I want to get through a little bit more questions, so I'm not going to go in depth on this one, but I'll probably say the customization in Injustice 2 is probably better, just because you get a little bit more variety in like different looks, because in reality, you only have like 7 skins in MK11. Like, you only have 7 skins and you could only customize 3 pieces of gear. So based on that, you have a lot more shaders, which just give you different colors, and you have a lot more customization options in Injustice 2. So I think Injustice 2 has the overall better customization. Gabrielle asks, how does the game feel compared to Injustice 2 and MKX? It's its own unique game. It does not feel like MKX. It does not feel like Injustice 2. It has its own unique pace. So there's my answer. It doesn't feel fast. It doesn't feel slow. It just feels like, you know, a good pace. But it definitely does not feel like Injustice 2. Jason asks, do you think not having a run button makes the game less fun because it's not as fast? No, I definitely do not think not having a run button makes this game any more boring or any more fun than, you know, MKX. I feel like this game is super, super fun, even though it doesn't have a run button and it's not as fast. Jerex, who's your favorite character in the game? Definitely Erron Black. Heckin' Jim, what character needs the most help in the future patches? I think Shao Kahn is probably, Shao Kahn definitely needs a lot of help. Donnie asks, how many DLC characters do you think the game will have? I think the first combat pack is set to have 6, so I'm thinking 12, because they're going to have 2 combat packs. That's what I'm thinking, 6 and 6. Samuel asks, what do you think about the MK11 story? I think it's absolutely amazing. There was a lot of things that I did not expect to happen in the story mode, and I think you guys are going to have fun if you haven't played it yet, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of fun with it if you played it already, so I think it's amazing. Bub asks, which DLC characters do you want? There's a bunch that I want, but of course I want the robots back, and I want ninjas. Kingslayer, if you had a chance to voice a character in the roster, who would it be? That's a hard one, but I think voicing Devora would be really fun, just because I love the way she talks. I don't know why, I just love the way, like the way when she says this one to refer her as herself. I really like that one. I know I'm a male voicing a female character, but they could just alter my voice, right? I think Devora's, like, the way she talks is really funny to me. Titsama asks, what character has given you the most trouble playing against? I don't think any character has given me like real problems to play against. It's more so like matchup experience. Like, if I don't know how to play versus a specific character, obviously it's going to give me problems, but once I understand how that character plays and what it wants to do, so far I haven't run into a character that I'm like, man, this character is like too much. Let's see. Yeah asks, do you still think Ermac will be DLC? I do not, unfortunately. Aiko asks, who's your favorite and least favorite character in MK11? Favorite is Erron Black, least favorite is nobody. I like every character so far. Well, that I tried. I haven't tried every character. I've only tried like 8. Fat Vane asks, favorite fatality? Definitely Cetrion, with the reference to Freddy Krueger. I think that fatality is absolutely amazing. Alright, so now let's talk about some leaked DLC. So if you guys don't want to know about leaked DLC, click away from the video. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, to be honest, because after that thing that happened with the leaked roster, I actually felt really bad once that video went up. And because I know that NetherRealm works extremely hard for characters in the game, and for someone to leak the DLC like that, and then, you know, I didn't really think about it too much because I've always done leaks, but I guess, you know, that one was definitely a lot different than leaks from the past. So after that, I decided that I didn't want to talk too much about DLCs or leaked DLCs unless it's something that like Microsoft accidentally leaks or something. Like if it's in the store, like what happened with the Injustice character. I don't remember who it was. Black Manta, I think. They like released the info and stuff online. If it's stuff like that, then, you know, I'll talk about it. But I felt really bad after that because, I mean, all those people at NetherRealm work really hard. But I've been getting asked so much that I just wanted to mention it at the end of this video. So for you guys who might not know, someone data mines the information on the Nintendo Switch version of MK11, and the Nintendo Switch version of MK11 was actually not done by NetherRealm themselves. It was ported by another company. The game was ported by another company to the PC and to the Nintendo Switch. So this company, I guess, forgot to delete some files, or maybe NetherRealm sent the files along with the Nintendo Switch version, or the game for it to get ported, and the files were still in there. But people found a couple files with DLC character names. Not only that, but they also found intro dialogue between specific characters that are not in the game right now, that are supposed to be DLC, or that have code written in the Nintendo Switch version to be DLC. So I'm gonna read them off to you guys. I think it's 9 characters, right? So Shang Tsung, of course, that's a given. Joker, Nightwolf, Terminator, Sindel, Spawn, Ash, Fujin, and Shiva. These are the characters that were found in the files for the Nintendo Switch version after someone data mined it. Now, of course, these could be code names for other DLC characters. It might not necessarily be these. It could be, you know, it could be many different things. But to be honest, if these characters have dialogue in the game, like code for dialogue in the game, it seems that it is definitely a really good chance of these characters actually being in the game. Now, my opinions on it is that there are some characters that are going to make people angry and some characters that are going to make people very happy. So Shang Tsung, I think everyone's happy to see that, especially since he's being played by the actor from the Mortal Kombat movie. I think we all wanted to see that happen at some point in Mortal Kombat like history, and it's finally happening. The Joker is a character that I've always wanted in a Mortal Kombat game, because everyone since Injustice started becoming a thing for NetherRealm, people have been asking like, man, when are we going to get a DC character to come over to Mortal Kombat instead of vice versa? Like Scorpion went to Injustice, Raiden and Sub-Zero went into Injustice 2. And the one character out of maybe a handful that could actually pull off the being in a Mortal Kombat game and being able to be fatalized and, you know, all that stuff is the Joker. What makes it the best for me is that the Joker has always been my favorite comic book villain of all time since the Batman animated series, and he was always my favorite character to play in Injustice 1 and 2. So this makes me really happy. Nightwolf, I think Nightwolf is a cool character, but I think this spot could have gone to somebody else that's a classic character. Maybe like a Triborg, or I guess Triborg's not really a classic character. But maybe a Ermac, maybe a Reptile. But these might just be characters from the first combat pack. But then again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Some Combat Pack 2 characters might have slipped over into this list, who knows. but I would have definitely preferred someone else over Nightwolf. Terminator, that's another DLC character that a lot of people have been wanting for this game. I'm very surprised that Pennywise is not in this list, and I'm very surprised that Michael Myers is not on this list. That's like the huge shockers when I first saw this list. I'm like, okay, those characters are not here. That's very surprising. But if they have Arnold Schwarzenegger to, you know, give up his likeness, or if they paid him for his likeness and it's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, that would be really cool. NetherRealm and WB definitely have that budget, that kind of budget to make that happen. So next up here is Sindel. Honestly, guys, I hate to break it to you, but I do not like Sindel too much. I have no problem with her as like, if she's in the game, she's in the game. It's not a Boraicho case where I like absolutely hate Boraicho, but she thanks to her, all the characters are gone from the classic Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. She killed everyone. Why do you guys want Sindel back is my question. But if this list is correct, then she's going to be in the game. And of course I'm going to play her, but I would have preferred somebody else. Give me Serena or, you know, another female character. Spawn, I think it's time. It's time. We've all been waiting for this. We have spent years chasing this. Some people even more so than me, because I think people have been asking for Spawn since MK9. So we're finally gonna get him. Next up, Ash Williams. Oh my god. This character is probably gonna be my favorite out of all of these. I love the Evil Dead franchise. I love Ash Williams as a character. I think Bruce Campbell is Ash Williams. You cannot separate the character from the human. Like, Bruce Campbell is a genius. He's so funny, and they're the same people now. Like, the character has become the person and vice versa. And I know that he's gonna have the absolute best lines in the game. Right alongside Johnny Cage. I'm not going to say Johnny Cage is going to get surpassed by Ash as far as having the best intros and just dialogue in general, but he's going to be right up there with Johnny Cage. Damn, I can't wait. If this is actually true, I cannot wait. Fujin, I think everyone has been wanting this character for a long time. People were really surprised when he wasn't, you know, part of the base roster, but I guess he didn't have a place in the story mode. A lot of times that's what happens. They choose characters that could be in the story mode, and then they save those the characters that can't be in the story mode as DLC, even if they're like fan favorites. Unless they're like super fan favorites. Like, there's some MKX characters that made it into the game that had no part in the story mode just because they were so like popular. And then last but not least, the Shiva. What? What? You're gonna tell me that NetherRealm would prefer bringing Shiva over as DLC character than someone like Error Macro? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This will be the worst DLC character out of all of these. I don't care how she plays. I don't care what she does. We all know how she looks from the story mode. She will be the absolute worst DLC character that will come out for MK11 if that ends up being true, because they chose Shiva instead of a classic ninja or a robot. That one is a big, you know, like slap to the forehead, right? So that is gonna do it for today's Q&A video. Really long one. It didn't even feel like it. I did one take, 25 minutes, didn't feel like it because I love answering these questions. And I wanted to talk about the DLC character leaked list because I've been getting asked so many times, and wanted to save it for the end of the video just in case some people don't want to get spoiled, and give my thoughts in case this ends up being true, which nobody knows. We're gonna have to wait and see. And like I said, I didn't really want to talk about it and make a full video on it just because I felt super bad about making a video about the leaked roster before the game came out, and I will never do that again as far as showing off pictures that like someone took of characters before they were released. That is something I didn't even think about and didn't even like, I don't know, but after that video came out, I was like, man, I definitely do not want to cover leaks like that anymore. This one's a different case, but I just didn't want to cover it, to be honest with you guys, because we don't know about this yet. This could be true. This could be, I mean, the code is true, but these characters might not even end up being in the game. It's just speculation. It's not like a concrete photo, and you guys know about that deal. So that one was pretty hard, man. That was pretty harsh. So that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you aren't subscribed already, make sure you guys do so. And if you want to see some more, there's videos popping up on the screen right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.